It looked like Baltimore's Ravens defensive coordinator is making a schematic plan to possibly see Shedeur if the Browns decide to put him in the game. This time it's Dillon with the Baltimore Ravens, man. People talking about tickets dropping as low as to $6 now for a get-in price for this game. Now, I was going to make a separate video about it, but I'm proud of everybody in Browns Nation. Because you want to know why? Because people speaking with their wallet.
You're not going to believe what just hit the football world. Zach Orr stepped up to the mic and lit the entire conversation on fire. And no, it's not because he burned another recipe. In this new interview, he unloads on Shedeur Sanders. And when I say unloads, I'm talking orbit-level heat. NASA might still be charting the trajectory. So what pushed Zach to crack like this? Competitive pride? Locker room tension? Something personal? Whatever it is, the temperature spikes fast.
How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Already, man. It's good. Good to see y'all.
Zach, what do you like about ArenaBuzz?
Shoot, man. He's a physical player. He plays hard. Love his versatility, man. I mean, he came in as an interior guy. I think that, his ability to really kick out on the edge and continue to hold his power and show his athleticism is a testament to his hard work. But I love his versatility, man, in the run game and the pass game. A guy who can play across the line of scrimmage for us, so I'm excited to see him Sunday. He's had a great couple days of practice.
Another weekend of football, and once again, the Cleveland Browns are treating collapse like it's a competitive event. They've managed to speedrun disaster so efficiently that even their own fans are checking the scoreboard. For comedic purposes, ticket prices for the Ravens game dropped to $6, the exact cost of a gas station. Hot dog that might take you out before halftime. Browns fans took one look and said, absolutely not. I'll watch the meltdown from home for free, just like every other sensible human being.
That being said, Zach Orr, the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, ain't tripping off Kevin Stefanski. Because he know big business too. Really ain't up to him. You can say Dillon and finna play. You can say all these things, but at the end of the day, y'all want to know what's up? Jimmy Haslam. So they prepared for Shedeur regardless. It says Ravens defensive coordinator Zach Orr was asked if Baltimore is spending any time preparing for Shedeur Sanders.
And here's the funny little plot twist in all this. Browns fans are finally speaking with their wallets. It's not nearly enough to bring a Super Bowl parade down Euclid, but it's more than enough to shove Jimmy Haslam straight into panic mode calculator in one hand and tacit in the other. Because nothing gets an NFL owner moving faster than hearing the words, "You're about to lose $20 million."
If Zach Jackson and him and everybody else that we talked to have said that Shedeur looks good. He looks really good.
Yes.
He looks better. And we got Zach that say Dillon Gabriel ain't even an NFL quarterback.
That's true.
So how is it that this man can't get a rep with the ones, but that non-NFL quarterback can?
We all
what
agree with
sense
that.
does that make?
It makes no sense.
Clearly, the guys running the team disagree with us.
Man,
it doesn't make any
and they're
sense.
the ones.
What are y'all trying to? What is the goal of this year?
Suddenly, the air feels colder, the seats look emptier, and Kevin Stefanski has that expression of an employee who just realized corporate finally discovered the missing printer ink. People keep saying Shedeur isn't going to play. That's adorable. That's like announcing gravity is taking the afternoon off. If there's S1 universal rule in football and life, it S that money docent T, just talk. It threatens, it yells, it fires off emails in all caps, and then it schedules the meeting nobody wants to attend.
I know a lot of people will say this too, like the Browns have historically rushed rookie quarterbacks onto the field before they're ready. Ruin them. I mean, I know that's the whole thing. Like, what quarterback are we going to ruin next year and all this kind of stuff. The difference this year for me is that this season is gone. It's lost. And you already know that the first rookie you tried to put out there is clearly not it. And it's not even a matter of him not being ready. I just don't think he's capable, period. There's no amount of time, practice, experience that's going to suddenly make him capable. We need to see if Shedeur is, because we've got those 2 first-round picks next year. And if you're
those 2 first-round picks next year, yeah, those matter. And if you're Jimmy Haslam, you not eating a $20 million loss just so Kevin Stefanski can keep rolling with Dillon Gabriel out of sheer stubborn pride. The Browns are bad, but they not throw away $20 million to protect a coach's feelings bad. Yet Stefanski has planted his flag anyway. He's declared, loudly and proudly, that Dillon is his quarterback and nothing is changing. Translation, he's going to pretend he still runs this operation until somebody rips the headset off his skull at halftime. Meanwhile, across the field, Ravens defensive coordinator Zach Orr is kicking back with a cup of coffee, completely unbothered by Kevin's dramatic monologue. Baltimore is prepping for Shedeur Sanders, no matter what motivational speech Kevin gives himself in the bathroom mirror every morning. Because while Stefanski keeps insisting Dillon is the starter, Jimmy Haslam is basically saying, "That's adorable." And the Ravens, they're saying, "We Dan T care what anyone claims. We re-preparing for the quarterback who could actually be a threat." It's called planning, something Cleveland might want to try at least once this decade.
ESPN Cleveland, y'all know we go to them. They have to talk about.
Do you think Shedeur has a chance to play Sunday?
No. I can't figure out this. Why would you draft him and welcome in the circus, not even always his fault, that comes with him, only to not play him? Like, what? Only the Browns. Only the Browns would do this.
Take the negatives
and none of the positive.
And none of the positive.
Those are facts, man, and they damn sure making it their business not to play the young.
Even ESPN Cleveland is confused. And when ESPN Cleveland is confused, you know the train has officially left the tracks. They can't figure out why the Browns would draft Shedeur Sanders, invite the spotlight, take on the media storm, absorb the pressure, deal with the fan frenzy, only to let him sit on the bench like an unplugged air fryer. It's like buying a Ferrari and then using it to store grocery bags in the garage. Only the Browns could pull that off, and of course, VA reached the annual Browns tradition, losing games they should win and stealing games they have absolutely no business touching. This year's wildcard miracle already happened, the Packers game. Cleveland cashed in their yearly blessing early, like a kid destroying all the Christmas candy before noon. And then came the Jets. The Browns losing to the Jets is like losing a spelling bee to someone who doesn't even speak English. It shouldn't be physically possible, yet here we are. Hope is drained. Energy is gone. Fans are staring at this team the same way a parent looks at the kid who somehow set the microwave on fire trying to heat up cereal.
Zach Orr, defensive coordinator, his seat is hot right now. It was hot a little bit last year. They started the season real rough. He got it together at the end of the season. Zach Orr, former drafted linebacker, either my year or year after me. Very familiar with him as a player, now turned coach. But the defense got way too soft.
Yes.
Way too many zone coverages. Just allowing Josh Allen to pick you apart and march down the field. Remember, them 3 points right before the end of the first half, you think that mattered, Ravens? Absolutely did, because now you ended up losing by 1 point. So, in my mind, if you're the Ravens, you have to be embarrassed.
The fan base isn't guessing anymore. They know the truth. The only realistic path to winning another game this season is Shedeur Sanders. Not a backup idea, not a cute experiment, not some creative side quest. One option, one door, one answer. And yet the Browns are treating this like a Netflix binge, scrolling past every good movie just to rewatch the same terrible show for the 6th time, strictly out of habit. Some analysts are still trying to be reasonable. Sure, Dillon Gabriel was drafted first, so of course he got the opening shot. That's fine, that's normal football logic. But logic also says you didn't draft Shedeur just to let him hold the world's most expensive clipboard. If the season is already burning down, you might as well sift through the ashes and see if there's anything worth rebuilding around. And the thing is, Shedeur has been grinding. But bold strategies and the Browns historically go together the same way oil mixes with water. Deep down, even Kevin Stefanski knows the clock is ticking. Once the season spirals far enough, the pressure gets loud enough, and the empty seats start echoing. Reality kicks the door in. There's no hiding from it. A decision has to be made. Either give Shedeur the offense or watch someone else sit in your office chair. At that stage, Mike Tomlin could walk onto the Browns sideline and call plays, and half the city wouldn't. T noticed they'd be too busy refreshing the injury report, trying to figure out when the quarterback they actually want to see is finally taking the field.
They drafted Shedeur Sanders. They are unwilling, clearly, to allow Shedeur Sanders to man the offense in a real NFL game. Kevin Stefanski was asked about it, and he said, I'm not concentrating on the current development of Shedeur Sanders. I'm worried about what we're worried about. I'm now convinced that we need to do a deeper dive investigation into why they are so reluctant to give the kid a shot. I don't know that it's going to be any good. I think there's as good a chance that he stinks as that he's decent.
It all circles back to the only question that matters. What exactly is Shedeur Sanders to this franchise? The future? The present? A backup? An experiment? Or are the Browns already browsing for their next quarterback like someone ordering takeout while dinner is still cooking on the stove? There's only one way to answer it. You have to actually play him. You can T-learn a thing while he is standing on the sideline freezing his hands for an entire NFL season. But right now, the Browns seem perfectly content doing the strangest thing imaginable, risking fan loyalty, ticket revenue, and maybe the collective sanity of the city, all to avoid putting the one guy on the field who actually brings enough juice to change the story. The Ravens are preparing for Shedeur. The Browns are acting like they've never heard of him. Guess which approach sounds closer to winning football? Meanwhile, fans are watching this unfold like a sitcom, an extremely expensive sitcom, the kind where the cast never learns anything. The writers ignore character development, and every episode ends with a dramatic cliffhanger that never gets resolved. Browns Nation is worn out. Browns Nation is bruised. Browns Nation has become spiritually allergic to hope.
They drafted Shedeur Sanders. They are unwilling, clearly, to allow Shedeur Sanders to man the offense in a real NFL game. Kevin Stefanski was asked about it, and he said, I'm not concentrating on the current development of Shedeur Sanders. I'm worried about what we're worried about. I'm now convinced that we need to do a deeper dive investigation into why they are so reluctant to give the kid a shot. I don't know that it's going to be any good. I think there's as good a chance that he stinks as that he's decent.
And still, in the middle. And right in the middle of all this chaos, there's Shedeur Sanders, the most valuable unopened gift under the Christmas tree. The one everyone's staring at, the one everyone's waiting for, the one that could flip the entire season on its head. And yet he just sits there, untouched. While Kevin Stefanski explains to the world that his grand plan is to keep losing with passion and consistency, eventually someone has to ask the obvious question. What's the worst that could happen? The Browns lose. They already lose. The Browns score 10 points. They already scored 10 points. The Browns get embarrassed. That's been part of the logo for decades. Playing Shedeur isn't a risk. It's the only remaining upgrade, and Jimmy Haslam knows it. He's doing math. Ticket revenue is sinking. Concession sales are gasping for oxygen. Every empty seat is another reminder that the current plan isn't a plan at all. If Shedeur plays, things stabilize. If he sits, the Broncos and Ravens keep preparing for him anyway. Either way, opponents respect him enough to plan around him, and nothing irritates a team more than facing someone who actually prepares like professionals. Meanwhile, the Browns are stuck in a philosophical debate about whether it's worth playing the talented quarterback they drafted on purpose. And the fans, they're just trying to figure out what dimension of absurdity they accidentally woke up in.
I think that they recognize if they made him the number 2 quarterback, then they would be setting him up to fail. Because, as you guys know, the number 2 quarterback gets almost no reps during the week. And that's especially the case if the starter is a rookie. They're trying to get Dillon Gabriel prepared to play in the game. They're trying to have him see every rep and every look he's going to see during the week of practice this week. So the backup has to be a guy that can function with
one more ugly outing. Someone in Cleveland is going to start a petition to let random fans pick the starting quarterback like it's a radio contest, because at this stage, there's no fear left. The Browns have slammed into rock bottom so many times, they probably collect frequent flyer miles down there. And here's the wild part. Nobody is rooting against Dillon Gabriel. He's not the villain. The issue is the Browns refusing to acknowledge the massive elephant standing in the middle of their stadium. The only hope they have left is not holding a clipboard. The only momentum they haven't tried is sitting behind the bench. The only storyline worth exploring is the one they keep dodging. So now we wait for the Browns to finally do what every fan, every analyst, every accountant, every hot dog vendor, and every defensive coach in Baltimore already knows is inevitable. Shedeur Sanders is getting on that field if the Browns are going to burn. Fans want to know whether the rookie holding the extinguisher is actually capable or just a decorative prop. And somewhere in Baltimore, Zach Orr is grinning, because no matter what Cleveland chooses, he's already prepared. He's not losing sleep over who starts, he's game planning for both. Meanwhile, the Browns are treating this quarterback decision like a kindergarten mystery over who stole the cookies. Endless debate, zero logic, and the teacher is crying in the hallway.
No, I've never seen him play at the NFL level. I thought his college career was a little over-embellished, but to his credit, he played well in college. I just don't know how well. And I think a lot of the hype was because of his dad, who's regarded as one of the great athletes of all time. But it just doesn't make sense when you acknowledge the fact that NFL coaches and owners would literally trade their moms into sex slavery to win games. It is a win at all cost proposition.
The season is slipping, the fans are slipping, the money is slipping, and at some point, either Shedeur Sanders plays or the Browns put on a live-action masterclass in competitive self-sabotage for the entire country to witness. Either way, the world is watching, everyone is watching, and somehow the Browns are acting like nobody's even looking in their direction. It's almost cute, the same way a toddler hides behind a lamp, thinking they re-invisible because they can TCU. Except this isn't a toddler. It's a billion-dollar franchise pretending the spotlight isn't blinding. And instead of answers, the Browns keep handing out riddles. That's how far this thing has fallen. This team has gone from "in football we trust" to treating the quarterback situation like an escape room puzzle nobody can solve. And don't think the locker room doesn't feel it. Players may not say it in front of cameras, but the tension is there. The defense can only act unfazed for so long before the truth settles in. Everybody knows what needs to happen.
Shedeur Sanders will start before Christmas.
Shedeur Sanders will get a start for the Browns, because why wouldn't he get a start for the Browns? The Cleveland Browns aren't going to be in playoff contention. So if they're not in playoff contention, why not put Shedeur Sanders in at least for a game or two to see if he could possibly be the future of the Browns, or possibly trade him eventually and get some value for him?
I love Dillon. I love his son. His son should have been the first overall pick. Again, I'll say it. But I don't see how Shedeur's going to get any shot in Cleveland this year unless it's something like you experienced where
Someone on that sideline is going to look across the field and realize the defense is out there emptying the tank, while the coaching staff treats the most important position in the sport like a stubborn science fair project they refuse to scrap. And in the middle of it all, Shedeur Sanders just stands there, watching, learning, waiting, while every week the pressure builds not on him, but on the people blocking him from playing. Because when the only real solution is the one being ignored, you don't question the solution. You question the decision makers. Sooner or later, the Browns hit that final fork in the road. Either throw Shedeur into the fire and find out whether he melts or forges into something real, or let the season collapse in slow motion while the most anticipated rookie quarterback in modern Browns history spends the year holding a Surface tablet instead of a football. And when that moment finally comes, when the city looks back on this season, one thing will be remembered forever. They knew exactly what they refused to do until they had no choice left. So as always, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because this story is nowhere close to finished.